We have all experienced the frantic 2-hour Monday workout. You push yourself to the absolute limit, wake up too sore to move on Tuesday, and abandon the gym entirely for 2 weeks. But there is a quieter, far more effective approach: the unbroken 365-day streak. We fall for the intensity fallacy, the pervasive illusion that outlier success requires exhausting all-or-nothing bursts of passion. We naturally optimize for how hard we can go, rather than how often we can show up. Extreme motivation reliably creates temporary spikes in output. Process-driven consistency is the only psychological mechanism proven to keep you moving forward once that initial excitement evaporates. To unpack the exact behavioral code of the streak matrix, hit the subscribe and like buttons below. Relying on emotional intensity is a mathematical formula for Friday burnout. It leaves the most important work of your life dependent on how you happen to feel when you wake up, rather than a system designed to run regardless. A consistent system is powerful, but it does not mean playing it safe. Mimicking the daily routines of the 99% mathematically guarantees an average outcome. Top performers actively exercise their risk muscle. They intentionally inject calculated daily risks to force their timeline forward and break out of standard operational loops. Taking a massive $150 million payout from the sale of PayPal was the ultimate test of Elon Musk's personal risk threshold. He didn't retire to a private island. He pushed his chips back into the center of the table, pouring those funds into the highly uncertain, failure-prone aerospace industry. He compounded that exposure simultaneously by entering the electric vehicle market. Taking risks is a repeatable daily posture. A daily posture of calculated risk serves as the entry fee to build a streak in territory where no one else is competing. Legendary outcomes often look like magic from the outside. In reality, they are the result of the law of accumulation, the invisible amassing of thousands of tiny, microscopic sacrifices. This isolates the basal ganglia, which encodes automatic behaviors. Biology ignores how hard you try. A massive exertion creates a blinding flash that instantly fades, but steady, rhythmic pulses down those same pathways cause the lines to thicken, glow, and permanently lock into a superhighway. Doing 10 push-ups every morning physically alters the architecture of your brain. Forcing yourself through 100 push-ups once a month is biologically forgotten. Your brain does not reward the volume of effort you exert on your best day. It only encodes the frequency of the trigger over time. The primary threat to any streak is outcome obsession. Tying your dopamine response strictly to end goals causes top performers to freeze and eventually quit when results lag behind their effort. To survive the middle of the streak, you need the mirror audit protocol. The daily metric for success shifts away from "did I win today?" to the strictly controllable "did I get better today?" This line chart visualizes the exponential growth curve of a 1% daily improvement across a 5-year axis. Compounding that tiny daily effort completely detaches your trajectory from the baseline. Maintaining this trajectory requires the finisher's muscle. You have to destroy the perfectionist myth that your streaks must be flawless to be effective. Behavioral scientists call this the 80% rule. Showing up clumsily and completing an imperfect session builds far more neurological resilience than waiting for the perfect conditions to start. A broken, imperfectly maintained system will always crush a flawless system that is never deployed. Here along the riverfront in Varanasi, a philosophical foundation for this exact behavioral framework has existed for thousands of years. It is known as abhyasa, the practice of relentless, dedicated action executed entirely without concern for the final reward or external applause. Severing your dopamine loop from external validation provides ultimate neurological freedom. Your identity becomes tied to the act of doing, making you unquittable. The competitive landscape operates on brutal math. This mindset automatically filters out the 90% of people who drop off the moment their initial motivation evaporates. The true obstacle isn't the difficulty of the task itself. It is simply outlasting the remaining 10% through pure, unyielding attrition. Do not wait for a sudden breakthrough. Breakthroughs spawn inside the invisible architecture of a pre-existing daily streak. Your future legacy is shaped by the undeniable, compounding math of what you complete today. Build the streak.